Welcome back to Kingdom of Nerds on the Hunt DCU logo variant. Today I'm joined with Nerdy Geek. This is his first week on the YouTubes, and I thought I'll bring him on today because D is at work and be here, and I want to show him how the sauce is just made behind the scenes on a recorded video. So welcome, Nerdy Geek.
Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate it.
He's become one of my biggest fans, which I appreciate it. And we just had a big bromance about Star Trek behind the scenes.
Yes.
Hopefully we're doing some Star Trek content.
Oh man, if you want to do that, I'm down.
Dude, my friend Brian, we wanted to do a Star Trek show for so long, and we keep talking about it, but no one covers Star Trek. No one.
No. Well, there's a few, very few YouTube channels that do, but their numbers are really small. And they go hardcore into it. Like
Wow.
blueprints of the ships, the dates they came out of dry dock, all that stuff.
Wow. I'll be lost. That's like the Star Wars show on Renovision on Sunday nights, Tales of the Dark Side. I could never sit in on a panel on that show because they're so hardcore. They read all the books, they know timelines, they know freaking years. I'm just like, what? I've seen the movies.
Yes,
I never read a comic, but I've seen the movies.
I've read a couple of Star Wars comics, but I've not enough to be on one of those shows.
No.
And I'm not going to lie, I do have this Science of Star Trek book.
Ooh. I have a short box full of Star Wars books, and that was all because, oh look, this might be worth something. There's 16 first appearances in this book. Now they are paperweights.
The thing with Star Wars is if the movie's great and people love it, the books go up. But if everyone hates it or the new show they hate it, the books go down. And it's just it ebbs and it flows.
You know, and I think Lucasfilm is realizing they can't make everyone happy. And the best thing for them to do is just do a good show, do a good movie, and maybe get some new viewers and new fans, because the OG fans, you're dying out. You're not going to be around forever.
Yep.
And we do not need to see a reboot of A New Hope. I'm sorry. Just saying that. Let's move on from Skywalkers. Let's move on from that whole era. But I'm getting way off track with today's video. We're here to talk about DCU logo variants. 21.
A subject I know nothing about.
This is why you're here, because this is why I started doing these videos, to help new people collect them, find them, explain to people what they are, because so many people pass them over in boxes, and some of them are worth hundreds, maybe 1,000 some cases, because they're so rare. No, it's all about helping everyone have fun in this community. It's really fun hunting things down. I had so much fun in Niagara Falls Comic-Con, just going through the boxes searching, and then to have two people come up to me, I watch your videos, I'm looking for DCUs too. I'm like, that was the best thing about the con. And I have a special treat for you guys today. But before that, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and make sure you tell your friends, and let me know if you found any DCUs since the last video. So this week, before we get into the main list, I decided that I'm going to open this 20 DC comic collectors pack for you guys. As you can see, there's 2 on the front, which are Adventures of Superman 515 and Superman 92. And then on the back, you have Man of Steel 36 and Superboy 7. And if you're a DC fan and a Static fan, you know this is the first time that Static is in the main DCU universe. So let's open this bad boy. As you can see, it's shrink wrapped, which was a big mistake DC back in the day. This pack is probably 30 years old, 31 years old. So let's see what we got in here.
It's crazy those are still around, shrink wrapped.
Ah, dude, tell me about it. There are so many of these packs out there. I've seen people post on the CBSI website and Facebook. They have like dozens of these packs. It's insane. Damn hoarders. All right, let's do the first side. Let's see. I got bags and boards ready. First one is Superman 92, which you guys saw already. Good condition. Little corner scuff, but that's not too bad. I have like 17 of these, 17 copies of this book.
So I think that's not one of the $1,000 books.
No, it's more like $1 book, maybe 95 cents. We got Batman 510. I think this has been on the list before. I'm not sure. You know, long-eared Batman, Kelly Jones. And if you one thing, most of these DCU logo variants, they have black covers. And you know, you see a lot of them with color up because they've been in these packs so long. But this one is actually really good condition. Then Green Lantern 54. Another common. I always say you can find these in dollar bins, and I realize a lot of people don't have them, so they're not always in dollar bins. But on eBay, you can usually find these books in lots, $5 to $20 for like 50 books. Wonder Woman 89. Beautiful Brian Bowling cover. I had this on a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yes, because I said Wonder Woman must be on a diet.
It's not working.
Not working.
Or it's working too well.
And then we have another common book, Aquaman #1. This is from the regular series. There was a Aquaman limited series the year before that had DC logo variants on it. So, you know, these are really good condition. Nothing too out of the ordinary, you know, rarity wise, they're all common. And then 515, Avenger Superman, which is on the front of the package.
So these packs, are they all random, or do you know what's in there by seeing what the book's on the outside?
Some I do, but I haven't opened this one in a long time. There's a list out there somewhere. It's not accurate. It's close. So you know, just I know which ones. Like these packs started in like 91, 92, and they didn't start putting these DCU logo variants into the 94 packs. So if you find one of these packs in the wild, if you look at the comics on the front, DC had all the dates on the front covers of all their books. As you can see, that's August of 94.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to do is just look on the pack, and you'll see. The only exception to that one is there's maybe 2 packs that has regular comics on the front, and then on the back side they have DC logo. Or there's a 0 hour pack with Flash. I know one of the books is Flash, and it has about 7 or 8 DCUs in it. even though you can't tell from looking at it, it has that many DCU. So this is Justice League 91. It's not common, not too rare. You don't see it come up too often. I think that was on the list already.
Are there any keys that have that logo on it?
Any keys?
Yes.
Yes.
Like the book is a key itself, despite otherwise besides the logo.
Yes. There's Superboy #9, which is the first appearance of King Shark. Then there's a Superman. I forgot the number. I think it's 19 or 18. Man, it's still 18 or 19. The first appearance of Doomsday. You know, there's then there's the Green Lantern's first Kyle Rayner, first Hal Jordan as I forget his name, but there are quite a few keys that are DCU logos. Detective Comics 677. I know this has been on the list because this is an ugly cover. And then you'll get regular comics like this one. Even though it's I don't know, people don't hunt these down. DC did a whole thing where they will put the logo up the whatever property it is. Like there's some with a Batman logo on where the UPC should be, or in this case, Star Trek 62. You have a Star Trek logo there. Insignia.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah. So I don't know how rare these are with that. Somebody said I should start doing it. I'm like, let me finish my DCU collecting first before I jump into something else.
As a Trekkie, I'm gonna start looking for those.
Yeah. The 90s. What was it? When did it start? 90, 89. It might have this 89, 90 series of Star Trek is some of the best Trek you could possibly read. And they're not expensive to pick up. Action Comics 702, another common. You know.
So this reminds me of the Bart logo on the Simpsons comics.
Oh yeah. And then this was keeping the books flat for 30 years. A piece of thin cardboard.
It's all you need.
It's all you need. Thin cardboard and shrink wrap. All right. The next set, what we got here? Man of Steel 36, which was on the back cover, front cover, which you can see through the packaging. Then we have Flash 93, which is the second appearance of Impulse, which is, it's not a, people don't look for this one. They look for Flash 92, the first appearance of Impulse. Nobody really cares about the second appearance. We got Justice League International 67. You know, we haven't really nothing too rare, ultra rare in this pack. Everything's been pretty common, easily to find. Star Trek, The Next Generation 62, with a little Deanna Troi on the cover with another insignia. Then we have Batman Adventures 23. A little Poison Ivy. Then it has the Bat logo.
I like that one.
Yep. Beautiful cover. Beautiful cover.
My wife would love that one. She loves the animated series style of covers.
Oh yeah, they're pretty good. Batman Adventures, Batman and Robin Adventures, Gotham Adventures.
Yep.
Let's get to the final. Was it 5? Final 5. So like,
let's see $100 book.
huh?
Let's see $100 book.
Superboy number 7, which is static in the DC universe. Which
So you got a double in that one.
no, it's just one. I didn't show. It was on the front of the pack, so.
Oh, okay, that's right.
This I've only gotten one pack with doubles, and it only happened once. I was happy because it was a Adam Hughes Legionnaires number. Where's issue was that 16 or 12? Scarface, not Scarface. Showcase 94, number 9.
Oh, that's a nice one. That's a nice Scarface.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got this. What was mine? Mine came back in 9.4. I was so upset. Maybe I can send this in and get a 9.8. And this Superboy 7. I've tried so many times to get this in a 9.8. The highest I've gotten is 9.6. Maybe I'll try again. I had a perfect copy from one of these packs. Perfect copy. It was missing pages, misprinted without 2 pages. Looney Tunes, number 5. You don't see this too often. It's kind of a rare comic.
I like seeing Speedy on there.
Then we have Robin, number 9. I've noticed I put this on the list a couple of times, well, once. And so far, this pack, even if these aren't super rare, expensive books, at least you know you're getting clean copies, high grade copies of these.
Yeah.
And still number 7, which I love. I love when they do different color for the logos.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yep. So with that said, I got books all over the place now. Make sure. All right. Get these out the way. And let's get into the regular list. Oh, crap. Sorry. All right. Get into the regular list. Here we go. On the Hunt, DC Universe, episode 15. 15 episodes in, and there's still hundreds of books for me to cover.
I'm here for the quince. All right.
All right. I put a little Guy Gardner on the cover since he's been in the news, and they showed that James Gunn released a video of the bowl cut haircut.
Yes, I saw that. And teasing Fillion about wanting to do gray just so he would have to walk around like that for a while.
Oh, that would have been awesome. All right, the first book on the list, we have Wonder Woman 84 from March of 1994. Fair market value $5. Last sold for $5. $621.22. 1 graded on the CGC census, and I believe it's a 9.4. I could be wrong, but it might be a 9.4. Oh, wait, do I have it still up? I might have it up. Let's see. No, I don't have it up, but I'm pretty sure it's a 9.4 or 9.2.
That's a good Wonder Woman cover. I like that one.
Yeah, all of these that whole run of Wonder Woman from like 80 to like 101, 102 had really good covers. Then we have Action Comics 703 from August of 1994. Fair market value of $2. Last sold for $2. February 2nd of this year. There's 1 graded on the CGC census, and it's a 9.8. As you have seen, you've been watching the videos for a while. Just because books aren't heavily on the census doesn't mean they aren't out there graded as a DC universe. It just means that the person may have gotten them graded before CGC started adding multi-pack variant on the on the front of the labels for the slabs. So
Right.
they could be out there. Like I think D, I have a Superman, was it 100? And mine's is notated as multi-pack. And he has a 100 and it's not notated. So they're out there. Then we have Legionnaire 21 from January 1995. Fair market value is $7. Last sold for $7. March 5th of 2025. 2 graded on the CGC census. 198. This is one book I don't have graded. I'm still missing issue 20 of Legionnaire. And if I find 20, that will complete all my Legionnaire DCUs. And it's a ghost book. You hardly see it. I've seen it once. And that probably was like 2-3 years ago on eBay. Bastards. I wish I would have grabbed it. Then we have...
We've all been there.
Yep. Guy Gardner 15 from December of 1993. There's no sales data on this. 0 graded on the CGC census. I was surprised that there were none graded. It shouldn't surprise me. I always say that, but it's weird. There's so many of these books out there, and no one takes the time to get them graded. You know, it's a 32-year-old book. Should be some copies on the CGC, which maybe I'll change that. And I'm planning on sending in 50 books to be graded in the next couple of weeks.
I think it's the arms. That's why there's none graded. They just seem off.
Yeah, him being off camera, and then his little tiny arms.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna blame that.
Yeah, a lot of these 90s covers were not good. They were not good. There's only a handful of really good covers from the 90s. Jim Lee. And Bolin. I'll give Bolin had good covers.
You don't like McFarlane?
Huh?
You don't like McFarlane?
You know what? McFarlane was he was everywhere. And you know, once you see an artist everywhere all the time, and it gets a little tiring, but I can appreciate his art.
You got to be careful because that people are starting to say that about Spears, and we want his books to stay where they're at.
Well, I think the Spears hate is a little different. I think it's more of a lot of people missed out.
That's exactly exactly what it seems like to me, that they missed out. They could have had them, and they just said, "Nah." And now they're just hoping they crash. So they were like, "Oh, see, it's fine that I missed out."
I don't know if you've seen my interviews with Mark Spears.
Yes.
You know, I've asked the questions that people are afraid to ask. You know, are you using AI? Are you hiding behind accounts, pumping your own books? You know, that's been a lot of talk about that. You know, do you think you're gonna crash out in 2 months? You know, stuff like that. And back to the list. I can talk about this all day.
We're getting off topic.
I know. This is what happens.
I'm sorry. That's my fault.
It usually happens on this show. It happens a lot. We got Superman, Man of Steel, 43 from April 1995. Fair market value of $6. Last sold $6. February 13th of 2024. 2 graded on the CGC census. 198. I was surprised this was graded. It's an ugly cover.
Yes, I was like,
Ugly cover.
based on the other one not being graded, I was not gonna be surprised if this one didn't have any. But when you said 2, it's like, oh, okay.
And I will say this: this cover is very suggestive. Down the boom tubes. You know, and they both look like they're taking a dump. Like, "Urgh."
See, that pose works for Batman, but not for them.
No, it doesn't. Sorry, whoever drew this cover. Oh, janky. Sorry, janky. Your cover is janky.
You can still draw way better than me, Janky. So hey,
True. I can't draw to save my life. Maybe you'll get a stick figure, a sun. Then we have Superboy number 6 from July 1994. No sales data on this book. 1 graded on the CGC census. And I think it was a, let's see if I could find it. I had it up earlier. I have so many tabs open. It's not even funny. I don't. Nope. I must have closed it. But oh, here we go. There's one listed on the CGC census, and it's a 9.4. So another book I could possibly try to get a 9.8 in.
see, this one's not a bad cover.
Yeah, I actually like this cover. You know, I've always been a big fan of Connor Kent as Superboy. So, next up, Power of Shazam.
That's
Number
now
6.
you're talking mine.
Number 16. This is possibly the best run of Shazam.
Yeah.
From July 1996. No sales data. 0 graded on the census. And
What?
they have some really good covers on these Power of Shazam books.
That was a great series, and it's a decent cover. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm biased. Shazam is one of my favorite characters, especially those old school Captain Marvels from the Golden Age. Oh, I love those covers.
I might have a few of those back there. You know, first Star Trek, now Shazam. Jeez, what's going on here?
We're gonna have to start a show just about Star Trek and Shazam.
Pretty much. I think we should do watch parties of the old Shazam show.
Oh, the old Shazam show in the van.
Then we got Robin number 18, July 1995. Fair market value $6. Lasso for $2 back in April 22nd of 2024. 1 graded on the census, and that's a 9.8. This book it's rare, actually. You can only get this book from one of those Robin collector's packs. This was not put in any other packs, I believe. So you see this in back issue bin, grab it. Grab multiple copies if you find it.
I usually avoid my LCS's dollar bins, but I'm gonna have to start going looking for these now.
Yeah, you never know. Even though my LCS isn't the best, I have found probably like 3 DCU logo variants in their boxes. You never know, because in Canada, Six Boy found maybe 3 or 4 in a dollar box that I missed. Because sometimes you look at a dollar box, you're like, I'm not going through that box.
They're on the floor. You got to get down. It's usually concrete.
And a lot of them aren't bagged and boarded.
Yep. Or it's just the bag and that's it.
Very true. Very true. Then we have Looney Tunes, number 4 from July 1994. Fair market value $6. Last sold for $6. May 10th for 2025. One graded on the CGC census, and that is a 9.6, which I am not sure if it's mine or not. I might have this graded in a 9.6. Probably mine. I had so many copies of this. A lot of these came out of packs. This cover. In the last year, this has been popping up on eBay more. So it used to be a rare cover, so it's becoming more common to find. And then finally on the list, we have Justice League America 87 from April of 1994. No sales data on this book. 0 graded on the CGC census. And I totally forgot that Booster Gold had this stupid suit. They had no idea what to do with Booster Gold back then. They really didn't.
Wonder Woman got some big hair in that one.
90s hair. 90s hair. A lot of
that looks like
hairspray.
80s hair right there. That's late 80s hair.
80s.
Yeah. 80s hair from the South.
80s hair from the South. I love it. She's not getting in church doors with that hair. And everyone's favorite part of the show and tell. Even though you got a little show and tell and unboxing in the beginning, this is for you, Terry Floyd and Ed LeBeau. Justice League America 87, which is it's a decent copy that I have, but it's not a 9.8. Looney Tunes number 4. I forgot the name of that witch.
I don't remember. I remember seeing her, but I don't remember her name.
Yep. Robin number 18. Shazam, which I should send in to be graded. Power Shazam 16. Superboy number 6. Man of Steel 43.
Beautiful cover.
Yes. If you lost your sight and you couldn't see it, it's a beautiful cover. Guy Gardner 15 with tiny arms. Legionnaire 21. Action Comics 703.
I was never a fan of long-haired Superman.
Yeah, a lot of people love mullet Superman. I don't know why.
It's not for me.
Nope. I hope they never bring it back. I'm so happy they did not do that Nicolas Cage Superman movie. You know, if you guys know, if you've been watching my channel for the last 2 years, my 2-year anniversary is coming up actually in the next week or two. You will know I am not a fan of Nicolas Cage. The only movie I liked Nicolas Cage in probably was Peggy Sue Got Married.
You didn't like The Rock?
It was okay.
I mean, it was more Connery's movie, but
it was Connery's movie.
It was a good. For me, it was a good farewell to action Connery.
And Con Air was just stupid. I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna lie. I really loved The Unbelievable Weight of Massive Talent, but that's because I'm a big Pedro Pascal fan. But I did like Cage in it.
I'm a big Pedro fan too, and Pedro's getting a lot of hate. I don't know why. You know, I know why, but I'm not gonna say it.
I was about to say, I think you know why.
I think we both know why. Wonder Woman number 84. Well, we'll save that for another show. Wonder
That's
Woman
the
84. We're gonna keep the W word out of DCU logo variants. And that is the list for this week. Hopefully everyone enjoyed. Thank you, Nerdy Geek, for being here. How'd you like this experience of recording without an audience?
It was more relaxing. This was way more relaxing because I don't feel like I'm being watched. I feel like me and you are just having a conversation.
Yeah. You know, that's as you I don't know if you noticed, like you've probably been watching the videos from, I don't know, since episode 1. The times I've done this solo, you can see I progressively become better talking to myself, because that's basically what I'm doing. You know, you become more comfortable doing it. A lot. That's why a lot of people do recorded content and not live content, because it could be challenging trying to balance talking to the panelists, keeping an eye on the chat. You know, sometimes you just want to just have fun and talk. You know, I think that's why I like going on other people's shows. I don't have to do anything and just show up.
Yeah.
You know,
which is what I've done for the 4th time now.
Nice. And 3 of those times have been on my show. So if you haven't subscribed, liked, or comment, please do. And tomorrow will be the normal time for Off the Shelf show, where we show off books, comics, video games, cards, anything you want to show off and talk about. And I think I'm going to add maybe a few news stories to actually add focus and make it different from other hangout shows, and that's not structured, because I don't want people talking over each other and just free for all like I've seen on other hangout shows. So, you know, maybe I'll change the face of hangout shows. So with that, thank you, everyone. Have a good night and see you tomorrow.